Leute, willkommen wieder zurück zu Genshin Impact. Wir stellen jetzt ein bisschen die Zeit um und dann reisen wir mit dem Truglum ins Badehaus. Was auch immer wir da machen sollen. Ich denke mal, die Badeszene sehen wir wieder nicht.
Well,
Mal
shall
sehen.
we head out?
Ja, wir haben keine andere Wahl. Los geht's.
All right. No reason to delay.
Warum wollen die unbedingt ins Badehaus? Das verstehe ich jetzt gerade nicht. Wollen sie unter Hypnose sitzen oder wie?
Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring.
Dampft der nach euch den? Okay, ich hätte jetzt nicht gedacht, dass wir jetzt wirklich hier zur heißen Quelle kommen. Bist du das erste Mal hier?
Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku. But the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And naturally, the body of the shogun has no need for such luxuries.
Hiragi Hiroshi.
The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed.
Was ist damals passiert? Hat das irgendwas mit dem zu tun, was jetzt gerade passiert?
What makes you say that?
Dein Gesichtsausdruck. Naja, sie hat gerade gelächelt. Ich konnte... Jetzt wirkt sie ein bisschen ertappt.
Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumekui Baku could do nothing to wake them.
Das klingt zwar schrecklich, aber es scheint nicht so schlimm zu sein, dass es dich dermaßen aufwühlen würde.
Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim, in the face of certain death. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become the person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare.
Wenn ich gestern nicht aus dem Albtraum entkommen wäre, wäre mir das dann auch passiert? Dann muss Ei so besorgt sein, weil... Ist das hier damals jemandem passiert?
Yes.
Und? Was passiert dann?
I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down.
Das tut mir leid.
No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again.
Ey,
Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You've listened in long enough.
Oh.
oh, ihr beiden seid es.
Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Ja, natürlich. Miko, die kleine Schlange.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag,
Oh Mann.
how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
Oh Mann. Die wirkt jetzt nicht mehr so entspannt, die Arme, ey. Oh Mann.
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
Natürlich hatte Miko die Idee.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
Ich verstehe den Gedanken dahinter. Aber warum hast du das nicht selbst gemacht?
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Da hast du vielleicht recht. Oh Mann.
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Help! Help me!
Was war das?
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out.
Ja, damit ist die Szene hier unterbrochen worden. Aber hätte ich jetzt nicht gedacht, dass wir so eine Badszene
Oh
haben.
no! Someone's unconscious.
Ist das der Albtraum?
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
Krass, wie schnell sie sich alle umgezogen haben. Ist sie wach?
What's going on? Almighty Shogun?
What happened just now? What frightened you?
Shogun, It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you. Just take a deep breath and tell us what... I almost fainted again just now.
Ist das vorhin auch passiert? Du bist ohnmächtig geworden.
Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer look in the and it was me. In that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger usually end up dead, and I fainted from the shock. I don't...
A doppelganger? In Inazuma City? But we only detected traces of the nightmare around Mount...
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers on Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible yokai?
Darüber musst du dir keine Gedanken machen. Die stärksten Yokai im Einflussgebiet von Inazuma sind alle hier.
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report?
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo Commission official?
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa is trapped in a nightmare!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Ja gut, da sind wir ja ganz schnell hingekommen.
Kappa!
Oder?
Kappa! Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Shoko, der Fehler liegt bei mir. Die Tenryo-Verwaltung hat es nicht geschafft, die uns Anvertrauten zu schützen.
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone witness the attack?
Nein, wir haben euch enttäuscht. Vom Feind fehlt jede Spur.
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he was on the ground.
Oh, it must be some terrible yokai.
Abgesehen von der Verwandlung durch einen Tanuki war keine Spur von Yokai-Kraft vor Ort zu finden. Es wirkt, als ob die Methoden des Täters immer ausgeklügelter werden. Der Doppelgänger ist in der Stadt, scheint auch wie aus dem Nichts aufgetaucht zu sein. Warte, es gab einen Doppelgänger in der Stadt? Ja, scheint wohl so. Doppelgänger Albträume, die Stadt von Inazuma, der Yogo-Berg.
How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost...
The yokai! It must be getting stronger!
Kappa, oh, please don't die.
Das ist meine Schuld. Ich hätte ahnen müssen, dass der Täter zu raffinierteren Methoden greifen könnte.
No, it was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival despite the potential dangers. Sarah,
Das war
what is the
naiv.
status of the other contestants and staff?
Alles normal. Ich habe die Yashiro-Verwaltung angewiesen, sie zur Sicherheit an einen geschützten Ort zu bringen.
Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Wait,
What is it, Miko?
you're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk playing into the enemy's hand. Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But do you truly believe that what we're facing now is...
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoin could shed some light. I believe there's been a break in the case.
Du schmeißt es mir, Frau Gucci. Ich habe tatsächlich ein paar Ideen. Bis jetzt haben wir nur rund um den Yogo-Berg Spuren des Albtraummonsters gefunden. Und nun taucht ein Doppelgänger in der Stadt auf. Unsere erste Vermutung war, dass der Täter sich in den Veranstaltungsort geschlichen hat, um einer Festnahme zu entgehen. Aber dann gäbe es keinen Anlass, durch wiederholtes Gestaltwandlungen das Risiko einzugehen, entdeckt zu werden. Anstatt zu schlussfolgern, dass das Albtraummonster zu allem Übel nun auch noch die Fähigkeit hat, spurlos zu verschwinden, denke ich, dass es eine andere Möglichkeit gibt. Es ist dieselbe Person, es ist eine andere Person, es ist ein psychologisches Phänomen. Das Albtraummonster und die Doppelgänger sind verschiedene Dinge. Sie haben unterschiedliche Ziele, also sind auch ihre Handlungsmuster sehr unterschiedlich. Es ist ein psychologisches Problem. Es ist eine andere Person. Menschen, die einen Doppelgänger gesehen haben, machen sich nur selbst Angst und das Albtraummonster war nur eine Illusion. An diese Erklärung ergibt keinen Sinn. Der Gegner hat ursprünglich zwei verschiedene Fähigkeiten und jetzt kann er auch plötzlich auftauchen und dann spurlos verschwinden. Das ist ein seltsamer Zufall, so wie die Autoren der kurzen Erzählung des Verlagshauses Yae den Protagonisten neue Fähigkeiten hinzufügen, wenn ihnen die Ideen ausgehen. Schlussfolgerung, es ist eine andere Person. Ja, weil sie zur selben Zeit und am selben Ort auftauchen, hat die Tenryou-Verwaltung die beiden zunächst miteinander verwechselt. Aber wenn wir das Albtraummonster ignorieren und den Vorfall mit den Doppelgängern allein betrachten, wäre das Motiv des Täters leicht zu erraten. Für Panik sorgen, Inazuma einnehmen, sich der Fastnahme entziehen. Seht mal das hier? In den Fällen, die mit dem Doppelgänger zu tun haben, gibt es keine wirklichen Opfer. Aber die Doppelgänger haben in der Öffentlichkeit doch Panik ausgelöst. Vielleicht ist die Panik das Ziel das. Ja, wahrscheinlich. Die Legenden über Doppelgänger sind in Inazuma weit verbreitet. Der Täter muss sich nur als jemand anderes ausgeben und die Leute werden sofort in Panik geraten. Er muss nicht einmal wirklich jemanden angreifen. Da die Tenryou-Verwaltung den Veranstaltungsort zu diesem Zeitpunkt bereits gesichert hatte, beschloss der Täter in der Stadt aufzutauchen, um die Angst besser zu verbreiten. Aber was will er mit der Verbreitung von Angst erreichen? Angst zu erzeugen kann nicht sein ultimatives Ziel sein. Ja, Angst zu verbreiten ist nur sein Mittel, aber andererseits muss er, solange er sein Ziel nicht erreicht hat, weiterhin in der Stadt bleiben, um Angst zu verbreiten. Da der Täter die Stadt Inazuma als seinen neuen Schauplatz gewählt hat, kann er sich nicht mehr dort aufhalten, wo er einst war. seine Spuren besser zu verwischen und noch mehr Panik zu schüren, wird er einen Ersatz am Veranstaltungsort zurücklassen. Ah, ich hab doch gesagt.
Kappa is made of wood?
Ich hab doch gesagt, einer von denen ist verdächtig.
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City. Is that correct?
Wahrscheinlich. Nicht nur das. Es reicht nicht aus, nur eine Person zu ersetzen. Wenn mehrere Personen auf einmal ersetzt werden, können sie jeweils für die anderen sprechen. Wir sind uns während der Probe des Mutes nicht oft über den Weg gelaufen.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was...
Man sagt, dass diese Art der Verhandlung habe eine besondere Schwäche. Wenn das Subjekt Angst hat, beginnt die Tarnung zu bröckeln. Stimmt das, Yoko? Und Hitsuzume Kuso?
It's a Bake Tanuki tail!
Oh oh.
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
Kinkaku und Kinkaku. Kinkaku und Kinkaku. Namen kommen mir so bekannt vor.
They're getting away!
Aren't you supposed to be in Inazuma City?
And leave you two by yourselves? That's not the Tanuki way!
No fighting! Let's go!
Bake Tanuki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them!
Okay. Muss ich dann da den Pfad jetzt unbedingt ver...
These things! What even are they? More Bake Tanuki tricks?
Wow. Können wir nicht einfach... Eieiei.
Nothing's working! The humans are catching up!
Little rascals! Stop running!
You wish!
Oh Mann.
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us!
Oh, leider. Schlag ihn mal. Scheiße. So, jetzt habe ich ihn erwischt. So, der ist fake. Der ist fake.
You can't
Und
see
fake.
me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires! Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! 3 of them! We'll show them, stupid!
Lagerfeuer, was? Nee, hier ist nichts.
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick?
Abwarten. Oh, das ist ja jetzt nervig. Als Steine? Sie sind bestimmt alle 3 zusammen.
Protect us!
Okay, einen habe ich gefunden. Oh Gott, wie sollen wir den kriegen?
Save us, Sukuma!
So. Okay. Das könnte ja jetzt was werden. Ist hier noch jemand, der besonders ist? Nee. Ach, hier. Jetzt habe ich alle 3. Aber warum tun sie das?
We're almost rid of them.
Es reicht, ich werde die Shugo nicht noch einmal für euretwegen enttäuschen.
Ah! A Tengu! Tengu was flying! Tengu is a cheater!
Ergebt euch sofort, dann werde ich euer Leben verschonen.
Tengu, why are you helping the humans? Tengu is a yokai.
Meine Loyalität gehört dem Shogun. Menschen und Yokai unterscheiden sich in meinen Augen nicht.
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land! Shogun is bad!
Unsinn, der Shogun würde niemals einen solchen Befehl erteilen.
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our home.
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making yokai serve the humans!
Serve the humans? He's not talking about the game development, is he?
Shogun even forced Great Baku Yokai to work all night!
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Ich glaube, es gibt da ein paar Missverständnisse. Kichiboshi und die anderen wurden zu nichts genötigt.
Stay back!
Humans want to enslave us again!
Hold on. Something's not right. We should try a different approach.
No need. I know what's wrong. They're trapped in a nightmare.
What are you doing? Trying to put Tetsunosuke to work?
Kinkaku doesn't want to stay up all...
Servitude, enslavement? These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now. A world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
So, they're sleepwalking?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your worst! Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path! Kinkaku will die before serving you!
Ich habe vielleicht eine Lösung.
Truly?
Wenn die Albträume aus dem Abgrund stammen, da gibt es etwas, das ich versuchen könnte.
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere. We can't hide forever.
How long have we been hiding? 100 years?
No idea. If Yoroi was still around, he would remember.
Shh, quiet! Someone's coming.
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield should be exceptional.
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the Shogun.
By order of the Shogun, we are to exterminate all yokai.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development fund.
Oh yeah, the festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai have had their fun.
That's right. We should put them to work. They're known for their transformations, right? Then the little monkeys can dance for us until they die.
No. How could they do that?
Quiet, or they'll catch us.
Oh Mann.
What? What is that? Ah!
Oh Gott.
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, I need help over here! Hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are unconscious?
The same thing happened to all of them?
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
This yokai...
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa Flower Festival, Boss Tama will eat us.
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna lose our home. What do we do?
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival. We scare the humans away and then they won't come.
Was ist das für eine beknackte Idee?
But how do we get into the festival?
Boss Toma is the best!
How about we turn into the...
diese Erinnerung gehören dem Backe Tanuki.
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, traveler?
Mir geht es gut.
Where are we?
Huh? The nightmare is gone. You purified it.
Das ist eben meine Art, mit dem Abgrund umzugehen.
Humans! And a bunch of yokai!
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna... They're gonna... What were they gonna do?
Sie wirken verwirrt. Sie hegen wohl weiterhin Argwohn gegen den Menschen. Das dürfte wohl mit ihrer langen Zeit im Verborgenen zu tun haben. Im Verborgenen? Du erzählst der Gruppe von den Erinnerungen.
Oh, that explains all the boss tome of this and boss tome of that. That was the only thing they could imitate. Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsuyuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. I can't believe we missed something so suspicious.
Du bist wie Heiso, aber nur wenn seine Fähigkeiten auch nur rückblickend funktionieren würden.
Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
Mehr oder weniger.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bake Tanuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't we ask him? It's not far.
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazo, return to the festival to keep... The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains. I will handle the meeting with Ioroi myself.
Ja, Shogun. Gut. Tja, der Ioroi ist wirklich nicht weit weg. Aber gut, dann gehen wir da eben flott hin.
Ioroi, we're back!
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this... Shogun! I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a...
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
So verängstigt habe ich Ioroi noch nie gesehen.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a Naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two, Yashiori Island style.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to answer.
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Oh, it's Ioroi!
Ihr habt ihn nie gefunden?
The humans really did kill you!
Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead.
Not dead? The Kitsune spoke the...
This smell is Ioroi! Ioroi is alive!
Ioroi? The humans really did seal you away!
Wait, this must be Kinkaku, Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke. You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kamuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
Oh.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So many friends couldn't move.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Bake Tanuki Tsukumo taught us. By digging a hole in the...
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power. It was the will of the great Bake Tanuki Kichiro.
It restored our power. And then we made the human go, ching, yeah.
Oh, and by,
we tricked him and ran.
Oh, Heiland.
So, you didn't act?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to hide.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? The reason the Bake Tanuki are so afraid of humans? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Bake Tanuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the... whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. A peaceful resolution was always the...
Oh, really?
Wait, that is what the humans said back then, isn't it?
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellowfur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bakedaniki were only sealed away back then because Yoroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief? Yoroi got what he deserved.
How was I to know? It was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku. I gave it back, didn't I?
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is, neither side is bad.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So, it was all a nightmare.
500 years in hiding? For nothing.
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that?
Huh? We won? Go us! We're even better than Yoroi!
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Well, the mind of a Bakedaniki is something else.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could it belong to? A horn buried under Mount Yogo.
Ich meine mich zu erinnern, eine Legende darüber gehört zu haben.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty Shogun. Losing an arm and a horn to the Shogun's blade, she fled into the forest, never to be seen again. A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chiyo the Tigerbite, or Tora Chiyo.
I don't think Chiyo would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality.
Jemand mit ausreichender Stärke wird von einem Albtraum nicht außer Gefecht gesetzt. Verwandelt sie sich jedoch in etwas noch unheilvolleres.
The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was...
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bakedanuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chiyo's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true, it's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them. That's why the traces of this entity appear.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hates all joy and every good thing in this world. The investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends kind enough to lend a helping hand?
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with the playtesting.
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, that it can't. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies. When Chio set her sights on a target, she was never one to...
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated. And an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chio is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
Dennoch, Muso Ishin erneut auf sie zu hetzen, ob Ei das wirklich verkraften würde? Miyazuki meinte, dass die Archonten dieselben internen Kämpfe erleben wie wir. Die Toten mögen fort sein, aber das heißt nicht, dass unsere Gefühle mit ihnen verblassen.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Tanuki friends.
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Tanuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor...
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary... oh, no. A 500-year-long...
Miko, you speak the truth?
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their extensive travels.
Well, Yes, during my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Ja, solche Fälle habe ich definitiv schon gesehen.
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail, I will take action.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the nightmare itself.
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
So einfach wird es wohl diesmal
The
nicht sein.
Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only...
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think Mizuki has the right idea. Why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams.
Is that even possible?
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere!
Maybe they're hiding as trees?
Oh, fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the Bake Tanuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so...
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the real world.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the Bakedanuki an opportunity...
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chio is gone. All that remains is a fragment of her nightmare, already broken and vulnerable. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh,
Sagst du nichts dazu?
She just... usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right. If we work together, I'm confident we can put together a ritual to subdue.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have two formidable warriors on our side. Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat. I'm sure the two of you can buy us some time.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movements are unpredictable. If we're going to create a barrier, how can we be sure it appears where we want?
The solution to that is obvious. If the nightmare, then naturally a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure. And
So, if we want to lure it out,
Dann brauchen wir eine Quelle der Freude. Dann liegt das Ziel doch auf der Hand.
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
what joy could possibly compare to finishing one's work right before the
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plain of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start the preparations for the ritual. I'll need your help, Mizuki. It's going to be a busy night.
Schon wieder.
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a little.
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Als sehe man flüchtige Blasenschatten. Sprich mit A. Wo ist sie denn?
Well, Ioroi, as I see it, you've been punished long enough. It's about time you were released.
Released? I can do that myself anytime I want. This statue keeps me warm in the winter.
Yoroi is the best!
Besides, the seal's power is almost gone. What I really want is for you to help me give that sneaky kitsune a piece of my mind.
Ioroi, she's already...
Not so fast. I won't be fooled by your tricks again. Whatever you were about to say, she can tell me herself, instead of sending some young...
Hä, worüber haben die gerade geredet? Das habe ich jetzt irgendwie gerade nicht verstanden. Aber gut. Was hast du noch zu sagen, Mizuki?
Great yokai really wasn't forced to work all night.
That's right. It was my choice.
Why does great yokai have to work?
I suppose it's just the price of becoming a great yokai.
Great yokai? Gingaku is sad for you.
So, A ist hier. Dann reden wir mal mit ihr.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me.
Aber...
I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come.
Ruh dich auch etwas aus, ey.
One more thing. Thank you.
Kein Ding. Dort sehe man flüchtige Blasenschatten. Auftrag abgeschlossen. Ja, dann wären wir wohl für heute fertig, Leute. Ja. Dann sehen wir uns in 2 Tagen wieder, wenn es weitergeht mit der Story. Bis dann und ciao.